Hello. Welcome to the Skeins of Dreams Knitting Podcast. I'm Megha. I'm also known as Skeins of Dreams on Instagram and on Ravelry. And I'm here today to actually share my Steel Valley yarn crawl experience. I live in Pittsburgh. I think it was the 28th of July till the 6th of August. The city of Pittsburgh hosted a yarn crawl. There are about 9 stores in the city or around the area of Pittsburgh, and there was a yarn crawl to visit all those 9 stores, and I kind of participated to support local businesses. I went around with my friend Jen Parosini, who is JP Knits Things on Instagram. She's a designer. She's a very good friend of mine. And both of us decided to go yarn crawling. So I'm here today. It's the 6th of August. So today is the last day actually, but we went yesterday. It was a Saturday, August 5th. We went around and visited 4 stores. So we didn't really finish all the 9 stores. It's pretty difficult for me to be able to go to a yarn store on a weekday with work. But and if I was free the previous weekend, I probably would have been able to do all 9, but I wasn't. It's okay. I did 5 stores in total, which is pretty decent out of 9. So of course I had so much fun, such beautiful stores, and it's always nice to actually touch and feel yarn in person. So I did end up buying stuff because I wanted to support the local businesses. I was very conscious of the fact that I have a lot of yarn at home, obviously. So I kept prepping myself to not come back with like a huge amount of, yarn. And I was trying to be very creative with my purchases. So I'm here to talk all about that and show you my yarn crawl haul. All right. So the first thing I did, I think this was before Jen and I went around yesterday. I actually went to my closest yarn store, which is Ewe Knot. I live like 10 minutes from this yarn store, so this is my LYS, and I purchased the yarn crawl like passport. So they had like printed out all the names of the stores on a piece of like paper, but like not paper, it was like a cardboard. And for some reason I don't have it with me, but that's okay. It's just the names of the stores on there and like their timings at the back, and basically you go to all the stores and they'll stamp it. So yeah, I purchased our passports, and with the passport came this beautiful bag. It is so cute. I love it. It actually has a zip. So that's perfect. I know we all like a bag with a zip. Super cute bag. And that's how we started. And actually, while I was doing the crawl, I saw someone had filled in this the lettering here, like they had done embroidery on it. It was so pretty, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that was the thing, because they had like a hoop around it and they were doing embroidery, and it was so pretty. And I was like, something to think about if I have free time after all my knitting, which no, it's not gonna happen. But yeah, so the first thing I did was go to Ewe Knot, and I purchased this bag and the passports for both me and Jen. And while I was at Ewe Knot, I picked up this quantity of yarn, basically kind of my birthday purchase. This is the West Yorkshire Spinners Exquisite 4-ply. This is Falkland Merino and Silk blend, and I showed it on my previous episode. So I started off the yarn crawl with a bang with 1 sweater quantity. 4 skeins, usually I can make a sweater, nice 4-ply sweater for myself. So I have already shown this in my previous episode, so it's here again, part of the whole yarn haul. Ewe Knot is a very sweet store. It's a small-ish store, but they have quite a bit of variety. You get your usual things that you see at a yarn store, the Baroccos, Serdars. They have a lot of local hand-dyed. They have all Pittsburgh yarn stores, I feel like, now carry Kelborn woolens line. They have a lot of that yarn. They have a lot of Noro. So Ewe Knot is a sweet little store, and definitely close enough for me to just, you know, if I'm feeling down and I just want to go and hang out and buy some single skeins hopefully next time. Yeah, so that was my first stop. But then Jen and I met yesterday morning. We left her place about 10:30 in the morning, and the first store we went to is called Suweekly Yarns, and it's in the I think it's the neighborhood is Suweekly as well. It's a very, very fun neighborhood. It is quaint little, you know, crossroads with a bunch of stores, coffee shops and restaurants. There's a pastry shop, and then there is the Suweekly Yarn store, which I have actually been to quite a few times. I really like the store. It's a good blend of hand-dyed yarn and sheepy yarn. They have Rowan, they have, you know, again the popular names, Fiber Company. Previously I purchased this yarn from them, so this is Feederbrook Farm yarn. So they have a good blend of superwash and non-superwash yarns. It's a good, it's also, I mean, most yarn stores in Pittsburgh are on the smaller side, nothing like super big, like can't compare it to Webs or anything. Of course, they're local yarn stores. So I really like Suweekly, and because it was the first store of the day, I didn't end up breaking my bank too much. So I'm gonna put a video of just, you know, around the store. So my most sensible purchase was at Suweekly Yarns, because I was still trying to prep myself for the day and be like, and telling myself not to buy too much yarn. So I ended up buying some needle cords and a set of US 6 liquor needles. And I bought this because my next cast on requires US 6, and obviously all my needles are busy in other projects. And then I walked out with these cute little buttons. I bought 5 of these, and you know, these are almost statement buttons. I want to make like a loose v-neck garter cardigan, and I want to make it in like a beige or some sort of a neutral, and I thought these buttons would be so cool on that cardigan. So I walked out with just the needle and cords, and then this set of 5 buttons. So that was good. Our next stop was this super cute store called Moon and Yarn Craft Room, I believe, and it's a fairly new store, and I think the owner is Brianna, and her store is so pleasant. Like, it's so beautiful, so stunning, the colors, and it's vibrant, and it's a craft store, so she has a lot of weaving supplies. She has looms, she has some embroidery kits, some punch needle kits, she had some fiber, and then there was like yarn, of course. There were all these threads. There were some metallic thread. It was just filled with the most beautiful knickknacks, and very versatile craft store, and I definitely want to go back. They had some very beautiful cotton yarn, and then they had again a lot of Kelborn woolens pretty much in all stores, but they had some other Irish yarn and Plaid, I think that's the brand. They had some actually Wool Dreamers yarn that I felt like I touched for the first time. I have never bought that yarn, but I was glad I was able to feel it in person. So yeah, it was like a beautiful store with a lot of hand-dyed and woolen, wool like sheepy mix. It was very nice. I loved the store. It was so beautiful. Like, it was very well aesthetically very pleasing. And I walked out of there with another purchase that I kind of have been wanting to buy for a while. I purchased my first niddy noddy because I want to measure my spinning and make sure I know how much yardage is there. I don't own one already, and I decided that this was a good thing to buy during the yarn crawl. So this is what I got from Moon and Yarn, but I also got this super bright neon pink sock yarn. It's the perennial base. This is superwash merino, alpaca and nylon blend. I want to make myself a pair of stunningly neon pink socks. So I walked out of the store with this. And the other thing I got from there is this cute little enamel pin which says one more row, and it's a hedgehog knitting a blanket. It is the most precious thing. It's by a company called the Clever Clove. It is so cute. I was like, I need to walk out of the whole yarn crawl with at least one pin. So that's what I did. And that was Moon and Yarn. Then we went to McWalker Yarns. This is in a neighborhood called Millvale, and I've been to this yarn store many times. This was the first yarn store I visited in Pittsburgh after I moved back to Pittsburgh. It has the most, I think, of all the yarn stores in Pittsburgh, it has the most sheepy wool. Like, it has a lot of variety of wool. I really like the store. It has pretty much all the big brands you can think about. They have Sweet Georgia, they have Rowan, they have BC Garn, then there is the shepherd's wool, which is local. I actually picked up some other very local yarn from there. It's about kept here, so I have picked up a lot of yarn from them before. Now at this store I walked out with another sweaters quantity, and you will realize that the theme of this yarn crawl for me was pink, because the next sweater quantity I picked up is also pink. This is the Summer Solstice by Juniper Moon. It's a linen cotton viscose polyester blend, and I'm thinking of making the dappled lace raglan by James and Watts with this yarn. So that's what I picked up. So basically I got the neon pink socks, I got this pink, and then I got this which is like a berry color. So this yarn crawl was very pink for me. And I think I've mentioned before, like with this I want to make the Donner by Elizabeth Doherty. So that's what I'm gonna make with this. So yeah, basically at McWalker I ended up with a sweaters quantity, but I saw this color and I was like, I need it. So yeah, so that's what I did with at McWalker Yarns, and I'm hopefully editing this so that you'll see what each of the stores look like and just a bit of how our day was. Alright, then finally we went to Yarns by Design. This is in a neighborhood called Oakmont, and it's a very, very pretty neighborhood. Another one of those quaint neighborhoods with a lot of stores around, cobbled streets, and just, you know, very unique stores. There was a home decor store. There was a grocery store, but it's kind of like almost like I don't know how to call it, like it's like Trader Joe's but local, kind of like that. It was very, very pretty. The whole neighborhood was very cute. And Yarnsburg Design actually has a lot of like Brooklyn tweed, wool and folk. They had a lot of nice, very nice yarn. They had West Yorkshire spinner, they had Noro, of course, and they had like this really cool space where you could sit and knit. And I'm sure they host knit nights or something. They must be doing that. But yeah, that was also a very fun store to be able to go to. And I had never been there because it's kind of a drive away, like almost an hour drive from home. So this was a good opportunity to go to some of the stores that I had not been to before. And I had to control myself because there was this yarn I fell in love with, another Juniper Moon yarn, but it was expensive. And I was like, and because it was expensive because it was 75% cashmere, and I only think in terms of sweater quantities, which would have broken my bank really badly. So I didn't end up with that yarn, thankfully. I ended up buying this cute little cone for watercolor sock by Ewe Knot. I love that it's on a cone and it has these color transitions, so I'm excited to try on this sock yarn. And then I bought some washable tags by Kit. I have my own washable tags, the ones that have my name on it, which usually I use, but for the baby blankets I'm making, I thought this would be really cute. Like, this would really go with the whole vibe of the baby blanket, so I thought I could put these washable tags on the cotton blankets that I'm knitting on. So I ended up buying this, and then I bought a very sensible thing. I have T-pins for blocking my knits, but I ended up buying this Knitter's Pride knit blockers, which I've been wanting to get forever. Just they are like, they have, because they gave you straighter edges because there's multiple needles on the same blocker. So yeah, sensible purchase. So I ended up with this. Now at every store, based on how much you were spending, and just for walking into the store, they were giving you raffle tickets which you would write your name on and then drop it into they had 3 options. Almost all stores had 3 options. Like you could kind of put raffle tickets into like this bowl for winning a gift card, or other two options were like baskets that the stores had put together, and I think they'll draw the winners and then call them and let them know that they've won. So I put in my raffle tickets mostly for the gift card, just because, you know, it'll give you an option to buy. And usually baskets have a lot of yarn, and of course, like, you know, I like to buy solid colors and sweater quantities. So I ended up mostly trying for the gift card, but that was fun to do, though I had to write my name like in so many places and my phone number. I will never forget them anymore, right? And then we got cute little stickers everywhere. So this was by Ewe Knot. Then there's McWalker Yarns, and I think I found this is Suweekly Yarns. Yeah, they all had like their stickers, and this is the cutest one. So Moon and Yarn Craft had this PGH PGH's Pittsburgh Fiber Community stickers. So I'm gonna save these and like put them in a nice spot. I was thinking if I should customize my yarn cabinet. Oh, here's the Yarnsburg Design sticker. So I was thinking if I should customize my yarn cabinet on the one side and then like stick these on them. But I don't like doing, like, I don't like sticking stuff that I can't peel off, you know. I don't know, I get a little weirded out about it. Literally the green wall that I've painted, I've not put anything on it because I have this thing against, you know, all those stickers on your cars and everything. I just can't get myself to do it. I feel like it, I don't know, not exactly ruin it, but I don't know, I feel like that spot will never look the same as the other spot. It's a silly thing. Anyway, so I'm of course deviating from what I wanted to say. But yeah, so that was the gist of my yarn crawl and my haul from all the stores we visited. Of course, after doing all these 4 stores, we were quite hungry, so we went to a restaurant which was close to Yarnsburg Design. That was our last stop. It was called the Pub at 333, and we had a pizza. We shared a pizza, and Jen got some salad and I was terrible and got some fries. And yeah, that was basically the end of our day. We were out from 8:30 to almost 5 in the evening. 10:30 in the morning to 5 in the evening. And I dropped Jen off and then I got back home. And that was the yarn crawl. This is kind of a short episode, but I just wanted to come here and check in with you, and I thought if I just do like a recap of my yarn crawl, it'll be short enough that I can edit it and put up the video and you all can find out about what I did and what I purchased. I think I did good. I'm not upset with myself. Like I did end up with sweater quantities, which of course, I mean, it's me, what can you expect? So, but I like that I was able to walk out of stores with just like sock quantities as well, like just a single skein. And I bought some other things like the Niddy Noddy and the knit blockers that I had been wanting to purchase for a really long time. So overall, I'm very pleased and I'm very happy that I was able to participate in the local yarn crawl and support the local businesses. And I'm looking forward to actually going to the other 4 stores that I wasn't able to visit during this crawl. And so if not some other time or one of those weekends or something coming up, at least next year. I know this crawl has been happening for a while and I'll at least want to purchase the passport to get like this cute little bag. So yeah, that was basically the recap, and thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was a fun little video you could watch and kind of look at all the stores, some of the stores in Pittsburgh. And if you're in the area, do consider dropping by at one of these stores. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, take care, happy crafting, and I will see you next time. Bye.